Hey YouTube, Longways Post 1975. Question. Was there ever a game as a child that helped you, benefited you, educated you, generally improved, your learning skills in some way? Now, one stipulation to this question is it's not allowed to be an educational game. Now, before you say, well, you're mental, aren't you being contradictive? I want to talk about a game that as a kid generally helped me and bettered me. Now, at school, sort of around about the age of 5, 6, 7, I wasn't the best reader, I wasn't the best speller, my punctuation wasn't brilliant. I wouldn't say I was struggling, but I certainly wouldn't say I was shining. Now, educational games at the time, even as a child, I thought they were just utterly patronising. I think this is the point that most people miss then and now still when they make educational games. Basically, they're all stuff like maze games, or basically a word would appear on the screen, even like Space Invader rip-offs. Your word would appear on the screen, and then you'd have to type it out and repeat it to shoot or progress or guide whatever around a maze. What's engaging about that? The trick to teaching people, at least in my opinion, is if you hook people, if you engage them, if you fire up their passion, they're far more receptive to receiving sort of instructions, And a lot of educational games miss this. They certainly missed this at my school, because there was one game that definitely benefited me as a child, and that game was 1982's The Hobbit by Melbourne House. The Hobbit, obviously, it was based on the pretty sure you know what The Hobbit was based on. It was based on Tolkien's fantastic book. The funny thing is, I hadn't read the book, well, because my reading wasn't that good when I played the game, but if anything, the game inspired me to go on and read the book. So that in itself, is proof of the pudding that this game, had an impact on me. Now, it was a graphical adventure. Up to this point, most adventures were sort of text-based. Now, anyone under the age of 30 might not know what an adventure was. The nearest way I could describe it is kind of like D&D on the screen, but driven by text commands. Basically, you interacted with a world that was described through descriptive terms. You had a set series of commands, almost in itself a language unique to the game. The way to progress through these games was to basically get your head around and fully understand how to use this language, which in some cases, depending on how good the game was not always an easy thing. Certain commands were, common across all of them, such as, north, east, south, west, look, pick up, talk, things like that. Now, The Hobbit had a particularly advanced version of sort of text interaction, especially for the time. In fact, it's pretty much known as being one of the first adventures that properly kicked in. It's funny because you would think, and as I said, I hadn't read the book before I played the game, but you would think if you knew the book, then you would, fly through the game, but that wasn't the case. As I said, it was all about learning this specific set of commands. It was almost, as I said, it's like learning a very basic language. So yeah, I can honestly say The Hobbit had a massive effect on me. It definitely, alright, I read more comics than I do read books, but it definitely helped me sort of, evolve as a child. It got my skill set to a level where I could better appreciate these things. That may sound like a little, silly, but it's not. It's 100% true. And it also fired my imagination to read. So yeah, for me, the game that definitely had a very, very beneficial effect on me as a child was The Hobbit. Let's play it. Okay, so the funny thing is, right, I'm running it on my Wii. I'm using an HD TV, and I'm using an Apple iMac keyboard. What a mixed bunch of technology. Alright, so I hope this looks alright. Normally when I film these things I do it with the lights off, but in this case I have to be able to read a keyboard. So The Hobbit, enter. Wow. Oh my god. Does that bring back massive memories as a kid. Looks pretty crude now, but you've got to remember, up to this point most sort of adventure games which is nothing but text. Right, apologies for my narration, because I'm not Patrick Stewart, but you're in a comfortable tunnel-like hall. I don't know, enter. To the east there is a round green door. You see the wooden chest. Gandalf. Gandalf is carrying a curious map. Thorin. Gandalf gives the curious map to you. I have no idea. Talk. Talk to what? Gandalf. Dude, I loved your X-Men 1 and 2, not so much 3. You talk to Gandalf. Gandalf opens the round green door. Thorin waits. Wow, talkative bloke, eh? I got a map, right, hang on. Read map. What? Hang on. Easy there, computer. Wow, this interface is a little clunky. Doesn't like delete. I have to go through this whole game without making a mistake. I'm screwed. Read map. You examine the curious map. There seems to be some symbols on it, but you cannot read them. Gandalf goes east. Thorin waits. East, I guess. Nice. You know, I can still remember each and every one of these screens. You're in a gloomy, empty land with dreary hills ahead. Sounds like the West Country. I have no idea what to do. I know as a kid a lot of this was just pure sort of, you know, poking in the dark. See what look. To the west there is a round green door. Visible exits are east, north, northeast. Ah, this is what I mean about sort of the interface. You see Gandalf. Gandalf takes a curious map. Thorin enters. Well, thanks for giving me the map for one screen, Gandalf. That was helpful. I don't know. East seems to work. Let's go east again. Ooh, that's not good, is it? You're in the trolls clearing. Don't trolls eat hobbits? Let's try looking again. You see the hideous troll. The troll is carrying a large key. The vicious troll. Thorin enters. The hideous troll says, "Blimey, look at this." So the troll's from the West Country as well then. Can you cook 'em? The vicious troll says, "You can try, but you wouldn't make much of a mouthful." Well then let me go. You know, shouldn't you be on a diet? Talk. Talk to what? Troll. This is probably a very bad idea. Never feed your trolls. Which troll? Hideous troll? You talk to the hideous troll. The hideous troll eats you. His foul clan has killed the hideous troll. You are dead. You have mastered 2.5% of this adventure. Oops. Wow. See? Let that be a lesson to you people. Whenever you're trolled, you ignore them. Right. East. Come on. I don't know if it's an emulation thing, but the input seems a little bit... Oh, hang on, no, read map, isn't it? It all comes flooding back, wow. Right, east. These trolls thing, sorry, the troll thing, I shouldn't do this, but screw it. Always face your enemies. Alright, come on kids. Let's see you do that same shit again. No, you can't eat me. Oh no. As a kid, you know, even Dad would always go north. You're in a hidden path with trolls' footprints. No shit, Sherlock, they were just there. In hindsight, I could probably live without the slow drawing in pictures. To the north there is a heavy rock door. Visible exits are south. You see nothing. Thorin enters. I know this is a nagging memory. I want to say wait. You wait. Time passes. Oh, we've gone north, we've gone east. I say south. You go south, the troll's clearing. If it's less, it's southwest, southeast. North, you see the hideous troll, the troll's carrying the large key, the vicious troll. Thine enters, hideous troll eats you. His foul gluttony has killed the hideous troll. You are dead, you amassed 2.5 of this adventure. Wow, I don't remember this game being that difficult, but I think you get a vague impression of what this game is about, so I'm going to call it quits here. But yeah, my question to you is, has a game ever actually benefited you as a kid, you know? And as I said, I don't mean an educational game, because this game, as much as I'm sucking at it right now, definitely helped me improve my sort of my reading skills and inspired me to go and read books. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.